Hello, and welcome to Week 6, Day 2. This is Miss Rosie, and today we will be doing our first read for our reading, research, and writing. You should turn to Day 2 in your packet. The first page will look like this. Our objective for today is that we will read the text, George Washington, and answer questions about the text. I am going to read George Washington with you to learn why George Washington is considered a symbol of leadership in the United States of America. And afterward, we will answer questions using complete sentences using the information that we found in the text. Let's begin reading. George Washington. Our introduction. George Washington was the first president of the United States. He was born in Virginia in 1732. He grew up on a farm. George went to school for a short time, but he mostly studied at home. Early life. George began working as a surveyor at age 16. In 1759, George married Martha Custis. She and her 2 children came to live with George. They lived at his plantation called Mount Vernon. Life's work. The Revolutionary War began in 1775. George led the army of American colonists. They fought and won against Great Britain. In 1787, George led a group to form the government of the new United States of America. Later years. In 1789, George was elected the first U.S. president. He helped plan the capital city, Washington, D.C., which was named for him. George was president for 8 years. Many people wanted him to serve longer, but he said no. Contributions. After serving as president, George went home to Mount Vernon. He died in 1799. George fought for and helped to shape the United States. Americans remember him as the father of his country. Let's go on to our text-based questions. Let's see what they ask me. The first question is, how was George Washington a leader in the Revolutionary War? Let's do this first question together. Since these are text-dependent questions, I know that the answer will be somewhere in the reading I just did. So let's look back at the reading. I'm going to start from the very beginning and see if I find anything related to my question. George was the first president of the United States. That's not related to the Revolutionary War. George went to school for a short time. Still not related, so there's nothing in this paragraph that will help me. George began working as a surveyor at age 16. That's still not about the Revolutionary War. Talks about him getting married and his children. That's not related either. The Revolutionary War began in 1775. Oh, that's related to my question. Let's see what it says. Remember, I am looking for how George was a leader. So it says, George led the army of American colonists. They fought and won against Great Britain. I see something that helps me answer my question. I'm going to underline it so I can see it. George led the army of American colonists. That's how he was a leader. So I'm going to go back to my text-dependent question that asked, how is George Washington a leader in the Revolutionary War? Well, I know now that George helped leading the American colonists' army. So let me write that. George Washington led the American colonists' army. That's my answer to my text-dependent question. Notice that I capitalized my first word. I capitalized my proper nouns. Remember, proper nouns are a person's name, a place's name, and I ended with a punctuation. It's a little hard to see, but I did put a period at the end because this is a statement. Let's go through the other questions. I'll read them for you, and you look through the evidence to find the answer. How did George Washington show leadership in 1787? What was George Washington's big accomplishment in 1789? What is the main idea of the text? Circle either A or B. Remember to consider what the text is mostly about. Was the text about A, George Washington is a symbol of leadership in our country? Or was the text about B, George Washington was the first president? Remember, both of these might be true, but which one was the text about?